We'll be building something useful for literally any company, and we'll see how to combine or how to integrate web data through an AI technology that Linkup has developed into a business app that a team can actually use. Sasha, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Sasha. I'm the first employee at Linkup. Linkup is a web search API. We help a lot of companies with integrating basically content from the web into their workflows.
Excellent. And if you have been using Softr already with our AI in the workflows and our database AI agents, if you see that toggle that you can enable for these AI actions include web data, it's actually using Linkup's technology to bring web data into this AI step. And what we'll be building is, we'll make it very simple and focus on the key functionalities, but we'll be building an app that a team can be using to monitor the news on the topic they define, but you pick your topic and then you can have on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, depending on what you prefer, this automated search of all this news about this topic, then store them all into the database of this app. Should we get started, Sasha?
Yes, let's go.
All right. I always like to start with the database because from there we'll have the foundation to build both the interface but also workflows. So what we can do, I'll be sharing my screen. We'll start with the prompts. We have this AI co-builder where basically you describe the type of app that you want and it will build for now both the database and the interface. All right, we've just added the database. But we'll describe a bit what we want, and I'll use voice capture just to describe a bit the app that we want. I'll make it quite simple. I want an app for my team to connect and basically see a list of news on our industry. And for each news, basically I want two tables. I want users and the news. And for the news, I want fields for their title, the detailed description, the URL, and the date of the news. And then I also want a connection. Yeah, that will be enough to get started.
So I've prepared, this is our playground. So as I mentioned, we're DevTool, we're an API, so we don't have an interface like Perplexity, for example, because deep down what we do is just give search results. And of course, we can have a natural language answer. So you can have an answer to a question like you would for using ChatGPT or Claude. But what we really specialize on is basically data retrieval. And so that's something I always say to people when they use us and they're thinking about how to prompt, how to send us requests to get data. Is always try to think about us as like a data retrieval layer. So, and not as an LLM answering using the web. And so here I've prepared the first prompt to what I just said. I wouldn't say tell me how cybersecurity impacts X. I would probably try to phrase it around more recent news on cybersecurity on that topic or another topic. So try to get data and then you'll use that data and give it to an LLM to interpret it or do something smart with it. But we're really specialized on data retrieval. Here, what I'm doing is I'm using structured output. So I'm giving a schema. Let me just show you what happens if I just do search results. So if I just search results is kind of the atomic thing that we do. It's a list of URLs, snippets from the page, and titles from the news. So you get a few. And what I can do is say, okay, actually, I'm going to use this into Softr. And so since you're building a table, you want to have data that is really structured. You want the right field names so that you can plug the data super quickly and easily into your table. So what I'm doing is I'm using structured output and I'm just saying, hey, I want a list of articles. I want the title. I want the date published. I want the URL and I want a snippet from the article. So essentially what's on the page.
It will be, indeed easier if it's in a structured way versus saying, sure, here are the news and news one, news two, pure text. It would be difficult to parse and reuse.
So essentially, if you're getting an answer in natural language, then how do you put that in a structured way into a table? There needs to be some processing, some treatment. Here, what you can do is just, if in your table you have columns that have exactly these names, you can have a really simple kind of script code in between that says, hey, whenever you see this name, just put whatever comes after into the column on a new line. And so it gets really easier to hydrate tables in this way.
Yeah. Now we have in here, so I'm looking at, to understand what happened. So we had this prompt, we described our app, we inserted a few questions, and the AI co-builder built the app. It created both the database. We have 3 tables here, the users, the news, and I've removed all records. It's usually adding dummy data records, but because we have here a way to add some fresh data, I've removed it. But here we have some fields, so title, description, source URL, comments, and this one, I'm not sure. And that's actually the table we want to fill up whenever we get some news from this workflow. So we understand that we have this database that is the core of our app. We have an interface that's ready to, display for our team the different news, and we have a couple pages, etc. News details once we click on the news. But now we need to build this workflow that we'll call Linkup. So if I go in here in workflows and actually prepared it here, I've created a new workflow that basically starts with a trigger. So how is our workflow starting? And for our use case, I selected the recurring schedule because we could say, as we mentioned, every day at 8 a.m., only on weekdays, it starts. And then what happens? Well, that's where we have this Linkup integration right here. So the way it works, we have these two endpoints, and we'll actually probably cover both, but search the web is the most common one. And then we have, so this is basically what we had in the playground. So we actually go for structured outputs, and that's where we paste the schema that we had. So I hope, this is the correct one. Depths, that's where you go for deep or standard. You also have a fast one that's in beta, or that goes even faster if you want maybe in a chatbot or something like that, where it's really important to be fast. And for now, you could set up the dates and things like that. Right now, we'll just give it a try like this. So what happens here is, Softr makes it easier to work with the results because we see that it looks a bit easier to deal with in this platform. And we basically have found 8 news. And we'll see now how to reuse that and to actually create one record per news in our database, if you remember. Now let's see how we handle those 8 news that we just got. And tomorrow it can be 12, next day it can be 6. I will add an action that is the bulk action loop because we got what we call an array, so a list of news. And for each news, we have different data points, so the title, the URL, etc. We want to run an action on this list. So we'll basically have to select the list to run actions for. And we basically have a list of news because it's all very structured, and that's the benefit of using that aspect. And then we define what should happen for every single news in this list of news. And what we do want is simply we'll add a record in our database, in our industry news hub, in the news table, and I'll just map the different fields, and I think we can map them all almost. So we have the title, and here I'll just select from the current item the title, and that's the benefit of anticipating a bit what would be our ideal data structure, ideal schema, etc. So the description, for now we can use the snippet. Source URL is right here, and the date here from the current item. And what happened is that, we got our record created with that news title, description, source, and date, which means that if we built an interface, I'll just preview our app. The news simply came in, and if I click, I can see the detail of the news. So for right now, we have a workflow that would run every day to fetch the news, and they would all be listed in here in an app where my team can log in and see the different news. That's a good starting point. Absolutely. I think it's then how to make it actionable. And there are many, many ways to go about that. We even have, that's native from Softr, but you can summarize all the news that came up this week. You already can chat with the data that's in there. One thing that could be done is, for example, in the database, you could, if we store the full content of the news in here, we could add maybe a select field that would determine, so with 3 possible options, the impact that this news can have, depending on its scale. We can have an AI field that will determine the impact of this news based on how big it seems. And we would tag the description and have an AI run whenever a new record is created. Then we could have a workflow that sends a Slack notification to your team whenever one is tagged as high. And we can definitely, for example, in here, add maybe a filter by impacts as tags right here. And we already have an an app that helps you identify the high impact news. Sasha, I wanted to show the second endpoint, and I quickly prepared, we have here a manual button to add news, because we mentioned that, we all come across news on social media, etc., that we might want to log into our system directly. So I actually enable here to just pass the source URL, and I'm a big fan of removing as many manual input as possible. So from the source URL, I think we should be able to get the source content.
So it's only if that, that obviously the website is open. So we're not pirates. So we won't go and log into behind paywalls or behind websites that we cannot access, but we respect kind of security and privacy indications. So for the website that you can access, then you can give us just the URL and we'll get some content.
So I've actually connected a workflow to this mini form. So right after you input your news URL, actually start this workflow that I called fetch news. And it basically starts when you add this record. It shows you a loading screen while it's working. And we basically get the info from the record where, we should just have the source URL for now. And we're using the second endpoint that Linkup offers. Can you tell just quickly how this works and in what cases to use this one versus the other one?
So this is the fetch endpoint, which is essentially the equivalent of a scraper. And it's what we use kind of internally. But the only thing to have in mind is that we're cleaning a lot of content when you send us requests. And so the data that you get is really a clean Markdown format of whatever on the page. And it's really useful, especially when your end user is going to be another AI system. Because it has clean data to work with. You're probably aware that a big problem with LLM and hallucination is when you give too much context, too much noise, it's hard for the AI to make the right call or really understand deeply what's on the page. So we did try to strip away all the noise. And in terms of workflows, something I really like is usually, you're doing some search or using our search endpoint. You're going to get, as I mentioned before, search results, URLs. You're going to get snippets from the pages. But then the question is, do you want to go deeper and have actually more content? And if that's the case, you can use the fetch endpoint just on the URLs that you retrieved in the first step.
So in what we did, you wouldn't recommend to include in the structured outputs that we put together one field called full content. It would actually be a second step with the dedicated fetch endpoint, right? That's why here we can call it a summary, or probably we can get 3-5 paragraphs like that kind of summarize, and it's already super useful. If you want to get the full picture, you would go for the fetch endpoint on that URL that we got. So let's give it a try. So just to quickly go through the workflow. So we get a new record from filling up this form, and I think I have a URL. Yeah. You put your news URL, like you're on LinkedIn, you find some news, you add it. And you have a loading screen while it processes, because what's happening in the background is that we are using the fetch endpoint on that URL. And what we receive is, as you said, here it seems to be very human readable, a markdown with like hyperlinks and things like that. But other than that, there is no HTML tag that would create a lot of noise and consume a lot of tokens. And because this is raw, I also wanted to better match our formatting. And for example, to have a title for that news article, because we kind of need to add it to our database that had title, date, things like that. So I just asked here an AI to reuse what we got, and get us a title. And here I could actually, again, set a JSON schema. We get a title, and we then update the record that got created when, adding it with we call it description. It could be called the full content, that field, and the title. So full content comes from Linkup. Title comes from an AI based on that full content, and then we stop the user interaction. So now we have that workflow to manually add news, and they will have as much details as the ones that got found through that. Thank you so much, Sasha, for joining. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.